In the time before time, there was only none, the endless swirling abyss of primordial waters. Dark, formless, and infinite, none was not empty but pregnant with possibility, a chaos that whispered of creation yet to come. Within this vast nothingness, a spark of will stirred, and from the depths rose the Benben, a mound of earth, the first solid ground in the universe. Upon this sacred hill stood Atum, the Complete One, the self-created god whose very existence defied the void. His eyes gleamed with the light of potential, his heart pulsing with the rhythm of what could be. Atum, alone in the silence of none, gazed into the abyss and chose to create. From his own essence he spat forth Shu, the god of air, whose breath was the wind that stirred the stillness. From his tears came Tefnut, the goddess of moisture, her presence the dew and rain that softened the world. Shu and Tefnut, twin deities, danced across the Benben, their union a harmony of opposites, dry and wet, breath and liquid. From their embrace came Geb, the earth god, his body a vast expanse of fertile fields, rolling hills, and jagged mountains. Above him arched Nut, the sky goddess, her body a celestial dome glittering with stars, her fingers and toes touching the horizons. The world was born, but it was not yet stable. Geb and Nut, earth and sky, loved each other fiercely, their bodies entwined in a primal embrace that threatened to collapse the nascent cosmos back into chaos. Shu, ever the guardian of balance, stood between them, his arms lifting Nut high above Geb, creating the space where life could flourish. Nut, pregnant with divine children, yearned for her beloved, but Shu's strength held firm, and the world took shape. The earth below, the sky above, and the air between. From Nut's starry womb came the great gods of the Ennead, the divine family that would shape the destiny of Egypt. First was Osiris, radiant with wisdom, his green skin echoing the fertile silt of the Nile, his heart a beacon of renewal. Beside him was Isis, his sister and wife, a goddess of magic whose cunning and compassion wove spells that bound the world together. Then came Set, the god of chaos, storms, and the desert, his red hair and fierce eyes marking him as a force of disruption, a necessary shadow to balance the light. Nephthys, his sister and wife, was the goddess of mourning, her quiet presence a counterpoint to Set's tempestuous nature. Some tales speak of Horus the Elder, a fifth sibling, but his story blends with the younger Horus, born later to Isis and Osiris. Osiris and Isis ruled a golden age, their love a foundation for prosperity. Osiris, god of agriculture, taught humanity to till the soil, plant seeds, and honor the cycles of flood and harvest. His laughter echoed in the rustling of barley, his wisdom in the rhythm of the seasons. Isis, with her wings of protection and her mastery of magic, guarded the land, her spells warding off famine and strife. Together, they were the heart of Egypt, their rule a time of abundance when the Nile flowed generously and the people sang hymns of gratitude. But harmony is fragile in a world born from chaos. Set, the storm god, burned with envy. Why was Osiris revered, his name spoken in love, while Set's name inspired fear? The desert was his domain, vast and unyielding, yet it was Osiris's fields that fed the people. Set's heart twisted, and he devised a plan to usurp his brother's throne. At a grand feast, he unveiled a magnificent chest, carved with intricate designs, its wood polished to a divine sheen. He declared it a gift for whoever could fit perfectly within it. One by one, the guests tried and failed, until Osiris, trusting and noble, lay inside. The chest fit him as if made for his form, a trap perfectly crafted. Set's followers slammed the lid shut, sealed it with lead, and cast it into the Nile, where it drifted into the sea, carrying Osiris away from the world of the living. Isis, her heart shattered yet fierce with resolve, set out to find her beloved. Her magic was vast, her will unbreakable. She wandered the earth, her tears swelling the Nile, her cries echoing in the reeds. Her search led her to Byblos, where the chest had washed ashore and become entwined with a tamarisk tree, now grown into a pillar in a king's palace. With her cunning, Isis entered the court as a nursemaid, her divine presence soothing the king's child. When the truth was revealed, the king gifted her the pillar, and within it she found Osiris's body. With spells and tears she carried him back to Egypt, hiding him in the marshes of the delta. But Set, ever vigilant, discovered her. In a fury, he tore Osiris's body into 14 pieces, scattering them across Egypt to ensure his brother could never return. Yet Isis was undaunted. With Nephthys, who wept for her brother, and Anubis, the jackal-headed god of embalming, Isis scoured the land. Piece by piece they gathered Osiris, their magic preserving his essence. In some tales, the crocodile god Sobek aided them, guarding the sacred fragments. In others, the fish that swallowed Osiris's phallus was cursed, forever shunned. Isis, with her unmatched sorcery, reassembled Osiris and wove spells to restore him, not to life but to a new existence as the god of the underworld, the eternal judge of souls. From this divine act, Isis conceived a son, Horus, the falcon-headed god, born of Osiris's spirit. Hidden in the marshes, protected by Isis's magic and the watchful eyes of Hathor, the goddess of love and motherhood, Horus grew strong. His eyes burned with the fire of the sun. His wings carried the speed of the wind. He was destined to avenge his father and claim the throne of Egypt. But Set would not yield easily. The contest between Horus and Set became a saga that shook the cosmos. The gods of the Ennead, presided over by Ra, the sun god, gathered to judge the dispute. Ra, the radiant creator, was the most ancient and powerful of the gods. Each day he sailed across the sky in his solar bark, battling Apophis, the serpent of chaos, to ensure the sun's rise. At night he journeyed through the Duat, facing perils to emerge anew. Ra favored Set, admiring his ferocity, but Isis, ever cunning, tilted the scales. In one trial, Horus and Set transformed into hippopotami, diving into the sea to test their endurance. Isis, fearing for her son, struck Set with a harpoon, but in her haste she wounded Horus as well. The gods, exasperated by the endless feud, called for new challenges. Thoth, the ibis-headed god of wisdom and writing, recorded each trial, his moonlit knowledge guiding the council. In a test of cunning, Horus and Set raced boats of stone. Horus, clever as his mother, built a boat of wood disguised as stone, while Set's vessel sank under its own weight. Yet Set's strength was undeniable, and the battles raged on, fights of might, magic, and wit. Finally, Isis tricked Set into admitting his treachery, and the Ennead declared Horus the rightful king. Set was banished to the desert, his role confined to the storms and the edges of the world, a necessary force of chaos to test the boundaries of order. Horus, crowned with the double crown of Upper and Lower Egypt, became the protector of the pharaohs. His eye, the Wadjet, a symbol of divine watchfulness. In the underworld, Osiris reigned, his throne a place of judgment. Souls faced the weighing of the heart, where Anubis, solemn and precise, placed each heart on a scale against the feather of Ma'at, the goddess of truth and justice. Ma'at was the principle that held the cosmos together, her presence the balance of order against chaos. Her feather, light as truth, was the measure of a soul's worth. If the heart was pure, the soul joined Osiris in the field of reeds, a paradise of eternal abundance. If heavy with sin, it was devoured by Amun, the monstrous eater of the dead, condemning the soul to oblivion. The Pantheon was vast, a celestial family of gods and goddesses, each with a role in the cosmic dance. Hathor, with her cow horns and sistrum, brought joy, love, and music, her dances stirring the hearts of mortals and gods alike. Sekhmet, the lioness goddess, was her fierce counterpart, her breath a plague, her claws war itself. Yet her healing touch could mend what she destroyed. Ptah, the craftsman god of Memphis, spoke the world into being, his words shaping reality, his hands crafting the forms of creation. Khnum, the ram-headed potter, molded humanity on his wheel, breathing life into clay with the breath of Amun. Amun, the hidden one, rose to prominence in Thebes, merging with Ra to become Amun-Ra, king of the gods. His temples at Karnak were marvels of stone, their columns reaching for Nut's starry vault. Bastet, the cat goddess, guarded homes with her gentle ferocity, her purr a ward against evil. Sobek, the crocodile god, ruled the Nile's dangers, his strength a reminder of the river's dual nature, life-giving and deadly. Bes, the dwarf god, danced with joy, protecting households and childbirth with his grotesque yet beloved form. The gods were not distant but ever present, their stories woven into the fabric of Egypt. The Nile's flood was Osiris's blood, its retreat Set's desert. The sun's rise was Ra's victory over Apophis, a daily reminder that order must be fought for. Isis' search for Osiris was the cycle of loss and renewal, her magic a testament to love's endurance. Horus's triumph was justice, yet Set's persistence showed that chaos was eternal, a force to be respected, not eradicated. The myths were more than tales. They were a map of existence. Temples rose across Egypt, Karnak for Amun-Ra, Dendera for Hathor, Philae for Isis. Priests and priestesses offered incense, bread, and beer, their rituals sustaining the god's strength. For Ma'at depended on the harmony between mortal and divine. Festivals like the Opet united the people with Amun-Ra, the pharaoh carrying his statue in procession. The said festival renewed the king's divine power, linking him to Horus and Osiris. The gods were not flawless. Ra, though mighty, grew old, and humanity whispered of his weakness. Enraged, he sent Sekhmet to punish them, her bloodlust nearly wiping out the world. Only by tricking her with beer dyed red as blood did Ra transform her into Hathor, revealing the duality of destruction and creation. This balance defined the Pantheon, each god a facet of the cosmos, their rivalries and loves a reflection of the human soul. As Egypt endured, the Pantheon evolved. Local deities like Min, god of fertility, and Montu, god of war, found their places. Foreign gods like Baal and Astarte were welcomed, blending with the divine family. The pharaohs, seen as Horus in life and Osiris in death, were the bridge between worlds, their rule a divine mandate. The people lived in the god's shadow, their lives shaped by the Nile's rhythms, the sun's journey, and the stars' patterns. The saga of the Egyptian pantheon is one of creation and struggle. Love and betrayal, order and chaos. From Atum's first breath to Horus's watchful eye, the gods wove a tapestry of existence, their stories carved in stone, sung in hymns and whispered in prayers. They were the heartbeat of Egypt, their myths a mirror of the eternal dance between light and shadow, life and death, forever bound by the truth of Ma'at.